Today we got a predator fight. Predator fight. Predator fight. Wolf, the grizzled old vet, is going up against the feral predator, a savage and primitive killer. So, who's going to come out on top here? Who's going to win in the battle arena? Well, let's get into it. Wolf, a badass name if there ever was one, is a veteran predator and just a relentless xenomorph hunter. He's the guy you send in to clean up the mess that other predators caused, like when he was sent to Earth to contain a xenomorph invasion in Colorado, even fighting against a crazy pred alien while he was at it. Basically, he's like the Batman of predators. He's a detective. He thinks things through. He's setting traps. He's just incredibly skilled and incredibly seasoned. Again, this predator is the guy that they call to literally clean up an incident between three of the most dangerous species in the universe: xenomorphs, humans, and predators. He's strong enough to easily overpower xenomorphs and aliens, literally throw them all around and even pick two of them up by the necks and lifts them up in the air. He can even tackle and fight against the pred alien, a giant big old thing that can blow through walls and streets like it was nothing. Wolf fought against this guy hand to hand. And Wolf is genuinely just as tough. He can get tail whipped all around, even get tail whipped by the pred alien. And Wolf was stabbed straight through by the pred alien, had the pain resilience to just tough it out. And then bullets, man, those things are nothing to him. He can just stand right there and take it, no problem, just bouncing off him like it was nothing. But I guess the best thing that Wolf really has going for him is just his skill. Like straight up, just his skill and his experience. He's been doing this for a long time. He's got that grizzled, grumpy old man vibe. Probably while he was cleaning up the xenomorph invasion, he was grumbling about teenagers and about how he's too old for this shit. And while he might be too old for this shit, he sure is good at it. He can do some sneak kills, some stealth kills. He can fight against xenomorphs and pred aliens at the same freaking time. The dude is a true menace. But if Wolf is a menace, well, the feral predator, good old Willie Ferrell, he's just a freaking juggernaut. So, the first knock that you could potentially make against Ferrell is the fact that he's a young blood or unblooded, while Wolf is an elite predator. And what's it exactly mean to be blooded? Well, here's the thing. Predator culture centers all around the ritualistic hunting of other species. This is the foundation of their entire society. In fact, most of their entire life is devoted to the hunt. They'll even travel across huge galaxies all in order to face off against a worthy challenge. They go through an initiation process where they must kill a xenomorph in one-on-one combat. And after they're successfully able to do that, well, they can mark themselves as blooded and are now able to go out on solo hunts. Wolf is an elite, meaning that he's killed countless xenomorphs. He's able to take these things out casually. He's blooded for sure. But just because Ferrell doesn't have the markings on his skull or anything like that, it doesn't mean that he's necessarily unblooded. Doesn't mean that he can't kill xenomorphs himself. That's because this predator is different. It's actually a unique subspecies among all the other predators, which explains why it's using different, more basic weapons. Its helmet is literally the skull of another predator that it threw some tech on top of. It also explains why this predator looks a little different. The background on it essentially comes from a different, much hotter part of the predator's home world, basically making it a desert predator. With that difference in environment probably comes a difference in culture. Hence the more basic weapons, why it holds such a special reverence towards bones. It's using it in its armor and even possibly eating them. And so basically what I'm trying to say here is that this predator is different enough from the main classic predators that we've seen in the past that the whole blooding thing might not even be a thing for them. So still might be a skilled hunter. That's all I'm saying. But the way that Feral fights, well, he's just a madman, just a straight up lunatic. He's barbaric, almost like a bomb that's just waiting to go off. And the second it does, well, he's just leaving carnage everywhere he goes. He's also got absolutely zero patience, to the point where he's almost arrogant and is willing to make mistakes. And he's so much stronger and more powerful than everyone else that it usually actually works out for him in the end. Like when the trappers set a trap for him, what I was thinking was, oh, I'm just gonna kill all these trappers. And it turned into him just walking straight towards them. He's basically the Leroy Jenkins of predators. And I mean that in absolutely the best way. Like there's a moment where they have him trapped, and he quickly realizes that he's just magnitude stronger than everyone else. He gets a little mad about it, but by the time he's chopping that dude's head off with his shield, well, he's just straight up enjoying himself. Feral is just a force of nature. He's strong enough to fight against a grizzly bear, which if you don't know anything about a grizzly bear, well, dude, just watch out. These things are like my favorite animals. They're straight savages. They're easily the most dangerous terrestrial predator on Earth. So he's strong enough to fight against one and break its neck with just one good right hook. He's easily stronger than 5 to 6 grown men, can throw them all around. So he's definitely just got that dog in him. Feral is also absolutely a tank. He was shot right in the head, was impaled all the way through his own spear, was straight up mauled by a bear, a wolf, bit the crap out of him. The guy can take a whole lot of damage and it not even really bother him. While he's not necessarily totally unprepared when it comes to weapons, he definitely did just bring the bare bones, the bare minimum. But it kind of makes up for it with the fact that each weapon can have multiple uses. The shield can block bullets, it can block attacks. Obviously, it's a shield, but it can also be used to kill prey. The small little knife whip can cut right through traps, but when it's in its knife form, well, a predator can throw it just like a shuriken or a smart disc. Then its spear, well, it's just a spear, but it's really big. And I guess it can be split up into 2 different parts too. The only thing Feral had close to being high tech is its spear gun, which was taking the place of the Predator's usual plasma caster. And even then, I don't think Feral really knew how to use it. So compared to Feral, well, Wolf is packing a lot more tech, a lot more highly advanced tech. I mean, he's out there wielding dual plasma casters, just big old cannons on his shoulders. And these things can obviously really pack a punch. He's got wrist gauntlets, wrist blades, whips and staffs and shurikens, even laser mines that can slice everything right into bits. And it's not simply the tech itself, because you could try and make the argument that Wolf was actually too reliant on his tech, especially compared to somebody like Feral. I don't buy that. I think it's actually more just another point in Wolf's favor. That's what it's really showcasing isn't his reliance on tech, but instead just the skill to know when and how to use it. I mean, the dude was taking on several xenomorphs at once, something that less experienced predators couldn't possibly hope to do, even with all the best weapons and gadgets at their disposal. And besides, it's not like Wolf is above getting his hands a little dirty. He'll wrestle xenomorphs with his bare hands, even through hands with the pred alien, even if he's physically outmatched. End of the day, I think the best way to describe the feral predator really is as a force of nature, a juggernaut, somebody who's going to charge in there, rely on his physicality and savagery to win any fight. Dude is just ferocious. But the best way to describe wolf, well, he's Batman. He's skilled, he's experienced, he knows what he's doing, he knows his weapons, he knows his strengths, knows his limitations, he knows what's up. And for as ferocious and deadly as feral predator is, I'm going to go with that skill and those weapons pretty much every time here. Wolf predator wins.